Deep in the heart of a lush green jungle lived a little girl named Anya. Every day she would look out of her window and dream about the world outside. She longed to see all the amazing animals that lived there. But one day her wish came true. Her dad, who was a scientist, told her he had a surprise for her. He took her hand and led her into their garden. There, hidden among the flowers and bushes, was a ticket booth with a sign that read, "Welcome to the Magical Zoo." How wonderful! When they stepped inside, the trees seemed to dance before their eyes. Birds with bright rainbow feathers sang songs from high above, and butterflies with shimmering wings fluttered around them. They saw playful otters sliding down waterfalls and majestic lions basking in the sun. There were even rare animals that they had never seen before. But there was something even more special waiting for them. As they walked through the zoo, they came across a clearing where a group of colorful parrots were gathered. The parrots welcomed them and told them that they needed help. "Our friend Polly has lost her voice," one of the parrots said, "and without it, she won't be able to talk to us anymore." The parrots explained that Polly must have swallowed a magic stone that had stolen her voice. The only way to get it back was to find the whispering waterfall deep in the enchanted forest and wash the stone in its waters. Anya knew she had to help Polly, but she also knew that the forest was a dangerous place. Wild animals roamed freely there, and there were all kinds of traps and puzzles to solve. But she wasn't afraid. With her dad by her side, she felt like she could do anything. So they thanked the parrots for their help and set off on their quest. As they entered the forest, the trees closed in around them, blocking out the sunlight and making it dark and mysterious. Anya and her dad walked carefully, watching out for slippery rocks and fallen branches. But soon they heard a loud roar and had to run for cover. It was a giant gorilla. He was so big and strong that they knew they couldn't fight him. So they tried to sneak past him, but he caught sight of them and started to chase them. Anya and her dad ran as fast as they could, but the gorilla was too quick for them. Just when they thought they had nowhere left to go, they saw a narrow opening between two rocks. They squeezed through, and much to their relief, the opening led to a secret cave. Inside, they found a small monkey hiding in a corner. "Hello," said Anya. "Can you help us? A gorilla is chasing us and we need somewhere to hide." The monkey looked up and said, "Sure, I'll help you. But please don't tell anyone that I'm here. I'm supposed to be looking after my brother, but I got distracted and he wandered off. Can you help me find him?" Of course, Anya promised to keep the monkey's whereabouts a secret. In return, he led them to a pile of soft leaves where they could rest. Then they set off to find the whispering waterfall. Soon they heard the sound of rushing water and came across a beautiful waterfall surrounded by sparkling pools. But just as Anya reached out to touch it, a grumpy voice boomed, "Who's that?" "Who's that?" They turned to see an enormous turtle blocking their way. "We're sorry to disturb you, Mr. Turtle, but we need to wash a stone in the waterfall," said Anya. "Why should I let you do that?" he asked. "This waterfall is magical and not everyone can use it." He told them that the only way they could use the waterfall was if they solved his riddle. "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" he asked. Anya thought hard. She knew the answer. "Are you a map?" she asked. And the turtle replied, "That's right. You may wash the stone in the waterfall. Thank you, Mr. Turtle." As the water cascaded over the stone, it began to glow. Then it flew out of Anya's hands and landed on the turtle's shell, where it disappeared. Suddenly, the turtle began to shrink until he was no bigger than Anya's hand. "What's happening to me?" he cried. The stone had turned him into a baby turtle. "Don't worry, Mr. Turtle. I'll take care of you," said Anya. She put him in her pocket and continued her journey. She knew that to return him to his normal size, she had to find another magical waterfall. But first, she needed to find Polly and give her the good news. When they returned to the parrot enclosure, they found Polly sitting on a branch. Her feathers were dull and she looked very sad. Polly, I have the stone and the turtle, said Anya. Polly gasped and asked, Can you show me? Eager to help her friend, Anya took the stone out of her pocket and held it up. Immediately, Polly's feathers regained their vibrant colors and she started to chatter excitedly. She couldn't believe that Anya had brought back the stone. The parrots were overjoyed and thanked Anya and her dad for their help. They had a big celebration with lots of fruit juice and nuts. After the party, Anya knew it was time to say goodbye. She hugged Polly and the other parrots goodbye and promised to visit again soon. On their way home, they met the monkey again. He was so happy to see his brother. He gave them both big hugs and then ran off to play. When they reached the entrance to the enchanted forest, the gorilla was still there. But now he didn't look so scary. In fact, he looked kind of silly. Anya and her dad walked up to him and introduced themselves. The gorilla was surprised to hear that they weren't scared of him and asked why. You look scary, he said. Anya smiled and said, Well, you do look kind of funny, too. The gorilla's face lit up and he started to laugh. He was so happy to have made new friends. He invited them to his home, which turned out to be a cozy cave with a fire pit and comfy beds made of leaves. They spent the night playing games and telling stories, and the next morning they said their goodbyes and headed home. When they arrived, Anya couldn't wait to tell her mom all about their adventures. She told her about the magical zoo, the talking animals, and everything they had experienced. Her mom listened patiently, and when Anya finished, she said, It sounds like you had an amazing time. Remember, my dear, the most extraordinary things can happen when you least expect them. From that day on, Anya and her dad visited the magical zoo whenever they could. She learned that sometimes the most ordinary places can hold the most extraordinary adventures. And she realized that with a little kindness and compassion, you can make friends anywhere. Now it's time for bed, little ones. Did you enjoy the magical adventure of Anya and her dad in the enchanted forest? We hope you did. Before we say our goodbyes, let's have some fun. How many magical creatures did you see in the zoo? Tell us in the comments below. Also, what's your favorite animal and why? Don't forget to share this video with your friends. Sweet dreams and see you soon. Bye-bye. At the end of the story, we would like to leave you with a little light moral. It's never a good idea to judge someone or something by its appearance. The gorilla might have looked scary, but he turned out to be kind and friendly. The turtle might have been grumpy, but he was also intelligent and wise. And the monkey might have been naughty, but he was also brave and helpful. Remember, everyone and everything is unique and special in their own way. Let's appreciate the differences and celebrate the diversity of our world.